Okay, on the bench today out of a 2012 Mercedes S550 with a 4.6, we have the 7-speed transmission, the 722-9, and this is a 4Matic. So we're going to be tearing the whole thing down. Okay, so what's going on with this? We got about 83,000 miles on it. So I was talking to the owner who towed it here from New York. From the city, and he was having some issues with it shifting. So what he did was he dropped the pan, dropped the valve body down, and installed a new conductor plate, which is the TCM, and a couple of new solenoids. There was probably certain codes pertaining to those solenoids. So he got the conductor plate pre-programmed, got the solenoids, dropped it, installed that, new filter, new fluid, pan gasket, and I believe it looks like even a new pan. And he tried that, drove it around. It might have worked a little better, but it didn't fix the problem. So he contacted me, and then eventually he was able to tow the car here. And we did do a code scan, and I remember seeing there was a bunch of gear ratio codes, like an 894 code, transmission component slipping. So at the time, I was going for the proper licensing to get the valve body, because when I do these valve bodies, a little bit of an issue, so I like to put a valve body. So the car was here for a little bit, and right before ready to pull it out, you know, I wanted to just drive it again, because when I did drive it originally, I believe it was maybe running away in fourth. But now we pull it around front, and I wanted to rescan it again because my scan tool can only hold so much. It'll just keep overriding it. So I wanted a fresh scan in that. Same thing with the gear ratio codes, transmission component slipping. So the car was running for a while, you know, while I was waiting for the scan tool, because it's, you know, very busy here, and we're running car to car with the scan tool. And then I finally got it, plugged it in, did the scan, and went to move it. The car did not move. Put it in reverse, didn't move. Put it in drive, didn't move. So I shut the car off for a few minutes, started up, went into gear, backed out, pulled, and as soon as I started to drive, I could hear the noise of like a restricted filter. So I didn't want to go far because I knew it was going to get stuck again. So I just went a couple blocks, turned around, and came back. So we are dealing with a clog filter. The fluid, again, you know, was new. It didn't look too bad. Didn't really smell burnt. But I'm thinking maybe something happened inside the converter that caused possibly the screen to clog. But 100% that filter was making a buzzing noise, and the car actually stopped moving on me, you know, after it was running probably for about 10-15 minutes. So we're going to open this up, see what we find. And the converter is a little funky converter, so I got to find out about that in a couple of my rep emailed a converter company to see, because he doesn't have it. He's got a listing, but he doesn't have it. So we got to see what we're going to do with the converter. I have a local rebuilder here I can use, but I'm going to wait for an email to come back to see what we're going to do with that. So in the meantime, we're going to open this up and check the different clutch packs. Here is your ISM, or intelligent servo module. That is the piece that rotates the manual valve, park, neutral, drive, reverse. And then, of course, here is the four-wheel drive section, part of the case. Here is the transfer gear with the front spline in it. But this is good. This is nice. So that'll be put back, but that seal will be changed. So let me get a little closer, and what we'll do is we're going to remove this ISM, get that out of the way, and then we're going to start taking this apart. We'll start with the transfer case. We'll get that taken apart, and then we're going to go ahead and get the valve body off. We get the B3 tube out, and then we can take the bell housing off and pull the guts out. All right, so let me get a little closer, and we will start with the teardown. All right, so let's get this ISM, or intelligent servo module, off of the trans and put it aside. Okay, so we got the 4 bolts. This thing should just slide right off. It's just splined in on the bottom here. just slide right off. Okay, splines in right here, right there. All right, so we're gonna put that aside. That'll just get put back. Okay. All right, now let's get the flange. Let's get the flange off here. That's a 30 millimeter 12 point. This should take it off. Yep. Okay. Flange nut. Take that off. All right, now we're going to get a 30 millimeter, not 30, that's a torque 30. Get a little extension. Okay. Okay. We drained out what we could on this because the fluid is clean. So we're going to save the fluid. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this off. All right, so we got a couple of dowels there that's holding it. We'll see if we can break it free. Two dowels here. All right. See if we can just break it loose. Gently. Okay. This is all common oil, by the way. Bearing here, rear seal here we're going to change, and then we'll clean up the silicone. Okay, so now we're going to get this snap ring out, take this cover off. Okay, here's the snap ring. Okay. Now we're going to get this long bolt out here. Okay, so let's see if we can break this loose. Go. looks like we had evidence of water in this transmission. That's probably why maybe the screen was clogged. Look at this. I'll let him know, but he'll see the video anyway. But this is all rust. Looks like there was evidence of water at one point in this, and I'm going to have to find out just to make sure the cooling system is okay. Okay. There's the planetary. There is the clutches for the all-wheel drive. Okay, now we're going to do the torque 40s. All right, now we'll take this section off. It's torque 45s. Get those both set up. Let's see what the rest of this trans looks like. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this one off the same way. Got a couple of dowels on this very gently. Okay. On the dowels. Dowel. Okay. So here's your bearing braces and everything in here. Take this out. This actually is very good. This piece, nice, very, very nice. Okay, we got some rust on the gears here, so I'm going to call him tomorrow. There's some rust here. I'm going to clean all that up. All right, now we have coming out a shim and a sleeve. Okay, so I'll put this here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take the pan down. Get the valve body out. here's all the, you can see all the crap in the pan here. You know, that was probably clogging the filter, but very possible it came from the inverter, but we'll see what the clutch packs look like. Okay, now I'd like to get this detent off. And it's gonna be a 30, or maybe okay. All right, now we're gonna take the 4 bolts out here, and so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now you want to be very careful taking this valve body out, because you don't want this to kind of stay in there and it'll break away from the rest of the plate. So I kind of keep my hand on it and, you know, push up, and if it's not going, really can't force it. Sometimes I'll even try pushing it from here to see if I can get it started. You gotta be careful, very careful. Okay, there we go. Okay. There is valve body, you got your B3 tube here. Looks like here, these 2 solenoids here are new because they're faded like the other. These are all faded like the others, but this is new. So probably these 2 are new. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to take this off so I don't break it here. I just want to put a couple of bolts back in here. I can put this on the pan and get the belt housing off. And so just get 2. All right, so we're going to get the 2 out here, 45s. All right, now the rest of them. Okay. That should be one clutch in here. Looks like there's definitely evidence of water in here. Okay, here's your cable. It'll sit in there. Pull this whole thing out. All right, this is your B3, K2. Get these clutches, but at one point, I'm actually gonna call him tomorrow and ask him. Okay, this should come out. Here's your K3. What I like to do, I like to air check the K3 clutch. So we're going to block this hole here, blow air through here. Feels good. K3 is on in forward and reverse. Because I had one of these that I did a long time ago. It had a bad delay in forward and a bad delay in reverse, and the K3 clutch was smoked. All right, let's get the BR. This is on in reverse, and I'm thinking BR stands for brake reverse. Where's the snap ring? It is. All right, now we're going to get the B2 out, but let's take the pan back down. I'm going to get the two bolts out here that hold that B2 clutch drum in. Those are also 45s. Look at it. A lot of rust there. Wow. I'm definitely going to question him because I don't know if this radiator is going to have to be changed at that point. I mean, it looks like there's no water here, but at one point, yeah, 100% was. Even inside here, look at all the rust in there. Okay. All right, so what I want to do is just get organized here, get rid of this oil, and we're going to open up, check out the clutch drums, look at the pump, and hopefully wrap this thing up shortly. All right, so I will be right back. Okay. First, we're going to get this bearing off, and this goes on the back of the K2 drum, which I'll show you when we take that K2 drum apart, but now we're going to do the K3. Okay. We're going to get this. First, we're going to get these two rings off. Okay, these are going to be changed. All right, now we're going to get the snap ring. Okay, and then we have our set of bearings and races. Very similar to the 722.6. Let's go off the drum. Sun gears. All right, now we have a bearing here. I'm going to take off, put that aside. Okay, we can lift this off. Watch your bearings here, because sometimes they fall off. And we got a race here. And the K3 drum is fed through this shaft, and I had a problem one time. Actually came from another shop, or they dropped the transmission off. They couldn't figure it out, and I took everything apart. Everything looked good, but I don't remember what the problem. Maybe the problem going into fourth gear or third gear. I don't remember, but I remember air checking this. I said, well, let me see how the K3 drum is, and forget it was terrible. So we got another. They got me another output shaft, put it back together, and solved all the problems. All right, there's one more down here. Okay, this stuff I don't put this stuff in the wash tank. All the planets get washed up in the sink, you know, with the mineral spirits. Okay, so here's the planet. You know, this all looks good here. Let's take a look at this. At these K3 clutches. Looked like there was some clutch material in the output shaft. And these are black, as you can see, they're burnt. You know, different color in this one, but these are bad. And on these, on this banner kit, there really is not a banner kit available. The only thing you can get is a master kit, because there's only a couple of sets of steels. You know, there's for the BR and the B2. And I got to see if the K2. We're going to look at the K2 now, and we got 3 rings here. 3 rings here. We're going to change, but let's see. Got this, we got a bearing that goes here. I'm going to clean all this up. Okay, so this will stay. Okay. Snap ring. Okay, we'll get this ring gear out, and we're going to clean all that up. Get the K2 drum out. And we got to be careful with this here. So these also are, yeah, these also are one-sided. These are all pretty much burned up. But you only got 2, I believe 2. Let me take a look at the kit real quick. You just have 2 sets of steel, so the only way I can get this is in a master kit. Yeah, I'll show you what I have also. Okay, so these are the K2s. You gotta be careful with this speed sensor rings that magnetic ring. So there is a bearing down in here. I want to take this off, keep it safe, so nothing happens to it. Okay, let's put this away. Let's take a look at the B3. Okay, not bad. Not sure where that water came from. Everything's definitely going to be changed. The B2 and these steels are going to be changed as well. here, got a lot of rust in there we gotta clean up. Alright, so I got the K1, got a bearing here. This over. Take a look at the B1 and we'll take a look at the pump. Okay, separating. Alright, not bad. Alright, so I'm going to get the torque 45s out and get the body and gears out, pump body and gears, and then we can take the torque 30s out from the other side and separate the stator from the bell housing. All right, so let's get the 45. Now I'm going to screw a couple of them back down. So that's what we can use to get the pump out. Okay, now let's get these out. Okay. Gonna drop. There it is. Get the bolts out of the way. Alright, now let's put this here. Now we're going to get the 30s out on the inside of the bell housing. These here. Okay, this looks good. This bell housing is good. All right, now, spin all these out. Okay, nice. Take the bolts out. We got a little section here. We can give it a little pry up. This plate is going to be changed also. Sticks to it. Sometimes it doesn't come up that easy. See if we can just break it loose here. Not that easy. Usually it comes right out. But it's stubborn. There we go. That it usually gets stuck sometimes on here, or even on the gasket, okay, which is going to be new. And here's your belt housing. Okay, so let me see if I can make a little room here, and I'll show you what I got so far. Well, pretty much everything I need except for the converter. Valve body's up in the front in a big box, but I got my master kit, pistons, and filter here. So let me just show you that stuff, and we can finish it up. So just give me 2 minutes, let me make a room, and I'll be right back. Yep, gotta show you the pump real quick. Okay. This has got a bearing style. This is nice. Pocket's good. Gears are good. I want to swap. Put in a new front seal. New pump over. Okay. Now let me just get rid of some of the soil, wipe it clean. Show you what parts I got. We'll finish it up. Be right back. Okay. So here is my Filtran filter. Trans-Tech piston kit. So we got 3 molded pistons here. All right, one is the B3, one is the K1, and the other one is, I believe, the B1. Yes, B1. So there are my Trans-Tech molded pistons. Okay. All right, here is my master kit. So we got a Trans-Tech overhaul. I have my Exity friction module, pump plate, and steel module. So that's really the only way you can buy this. Alright, so that's about it for this 2012 Mercedes-Benz S550 722-9 4Matic. Alright, so we were dealing with a clogged filter, 100%. And, you know, at one point we were dealing with water in the transmission. I don't know if the owner of the car knows this, but I'm going to call him and let him know what I found. But other than that, I'm just going to clean everything up as best I can. Regular overhaul. Brand new valve body from the dealer. And then I got my buddy that's going to come that actually has the Mercedes tool and program it. And that's it. So tomorrow I will continue on this. get this thing done, and then I gotta find out what's going on with the converter. Then when the transmission is going back in the car, I gotta call my buddy in Staten Island so he can head down here the following day to do the program. I actually got two of them. I did a conductor plate ISM on an ML. I'm doing this overhaul, and I got another one I gotta bring in to program the window. So I got 3 things for him to do, but he'd rather come here only once than 3 different times, which I don't blame him, because it's not easy to get him here, but he agreed to come, which I greatly appreciate. All right, 722.9 4Matic Teardown. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next one.